Don't be acting brand new. You see this. You see the puff. You see it.
Slowly kisses busting by the river.
What's up, guys? It's LeoVenusTarot, and I know I have been away. I have been minding my own business, enjoying my time, and I had to take the hair out. It is a puff. It is beautiful. It's pretty, and we're going for it. It's a look I'm giving. Whatever. Okay, so just wanted to come on here. The video is going to be really short. Just wanted to come on here and give a quick message for the cardinal signs. That's Capricorn, Aries, Libra, and Cancer. And I didn't really exactly know how I was going to put this out because I originally wanted to put it out on Twitter, but I didn't even know how I wanted to go about that because sometimes doing all the typing, I don't got time for that. So whether this video is 10 minutes long or 15 minutes long, it's going to be pretty short. Just a quick little message. Today's reading is going to be based off the lovely Egyptian goddess Ma'at. She is the goddess of truth and justice, and we're doing these based off the 42 ideals of Ma'at. If you do not know who Ma'at is, Google is your friend. I'm not here to give any in-depth interpretations on Ma'at. You want to know about her, you Google her. Okay? But the 42 ideals of Ma'at, very uplifting, very empowering. It's a grounding tool for me. So I try to say them. I try to say them at least every morning whenever I can, just to center myself. It has really good ideals of self-realization, embracing and respecting personal boundaries, accepting your truth, living in knowledge, and just dealing with matters of the heart. I feel personally the ideals, because there's 42 principles and then there's 42 ideals. Me personally, I think the ideals really help open the heart chakra, because when you read them and when you do your meditations, it really helps centers you. At least that's what it does for me. This is going to be for cardinal signs, and we have law number 41. We have I advance through my own abilities, and this is a cute little deck. I got it from Barnes & Noble, and it is Living with a Feather Heart, if you want to check it out. But you have a lot of things happening here. I feel like mainly it's having something to do with self-confidence, lacking self-confidence, worry, doubt, and fear. So we're going to go ahead and go over some things, why you may be feeling that way, what to do to overcome it. So I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick sweep through for all the signs, starting with Capricorn and ending with Libra. We're going to start off with law number 41. I advance through my own abilities. So what this tells me for your group in particular is that a lot of you might be dealing with issues of self-confidence. You have self-doubt, you have fears, you have worries centered around certain life issues, things that are really bringing you a lot of stress. And we're just going to go ahead and sweep through and just talk about things that you may be going through, things that you might need to accomplish in order to help you advance to your own abilities and just embrace your own self-confidence and just give you a boost up. So your angel number is 281. And we're going to go ahead and start off with Capricorn. And it's very fitting that Capricorns have the Ace of Discs here. But with this card, I advance through my own abilities. I definitely feel like there is some type of worry in regards to financial issues. You might be pursuing a new job, might be trying to make efforts to save money, make money, where the money is coming from. It's just a fear or a self-doubt of having a stable foundation, wanting to know who's all is going to be in your corner, who all is going to be there, who's going to support you, who you can count on, essentially. That's something that you could be dealing with, and it happens to everybody. It happens to the best of us, and it's really something that you shouldn't necessarily tend to focus on too much or worry or obsess about, because the more you obsess about it, the less the less you see the beauty and the abundance around you that's happening already. Once you get focused on one thing, you kind of have a one-track mind and you don't really tend to focus on everything else that's happening for you, especially when it comes to money and support. That really ties into the root chakra. Not having enough, having fear of not being good enough, not being able to survive or to support yourself. So I feel like in that area, that chakra point could be a little weak for you guys. It's something that you really could work on to try to open, because I definitely feel like there's something here that you might be needing to do, or you might also be called to do. Don't exactly know what that is, but you need to be able to ground yourself. This card also talks about protection. Take that however it resonates. It could be sexual protection, spiritual protection, whatever is happening right now where you feel out of place. It's a perfect time to literally ground yourself and stabilize yourself, fully plant yourself in your foundations, your morals, your intentions. Set your intentions, set your goals, so you can be able to plan ahead and stay ahead. I really just feel like this is something that you've been building for a very long time. And it's not even, I feel like it's not even a worry at this point. It's just like, this is just your basic everyday mannerism. Like, this is what you constantly worry about. So get that under control. Get that under control, because everything is going to be okay. This is whatever is happening in your life currently right now, it's only temporary. Everything is not set in stone. So just be mindful of your intentions, your thoughts, how you feel about yourself, because that carries that's the energy that you're carrying for the entire day. So whether you're pursuing a new job, trying to save money, or try to be stable in any aspect of your life right now, now is the time to really learn to have a sense of respect for things, how they appear in your life as well as how they leave. You can't hold on to these certain things forever. Some of you are really dealing with some emotional grudges, some things that you have been holding on to for a long time. So try to understand that this feeling of being vulnerable, or this inability to be vulnerable because you're dealing with so many things, it's just only going to make it that much harder for you to let it go. That's a message for some of you, so take it however it resonates, but that's what I have for Capricorn here. All right, we're going into Aries, and you have the Prince of Cups. So what I'm getting here, I advanced through my own abilities. I feel like some of you are feeling really insecure when it comes to your own appearance. That is for a special few. That's not for all of you. Trying to embrace your own personal traits, your own personal quirks, if I could put it that way. Just trying to not feel dealing with matters of insecurity is what I'm getting. Some of you might be interested in pursuing a new love interest as well with this. So take that however it resonates. But there is a definite need to embrace the you in this situation. You are only as beautiful, and you are only as smart, and you are only as talented as you think you are. So I feel like a lot of you are dealing with some negative connotations or attachments about yourself. Maybe somebody said something or somebody did something to you that made you feel like you're not worthy. Why? I know it can be really easy for people to get under our skin, but I feel like this is what you need to develop, is a thick skin. Developing an immunity to the negative limiting beliefs about your own self. You're beautiful. Don't ever let anybody tell you different. You're beautiful. You're capable of doing anything that you put your mind to. But I believe what you need now is to just have more of that belief in yourself. Because once you start seeing yourself as beautiful, as worthy, as talented, as able, you'll open so many more doors for yourself, Aries. This is it's a very sensitive time for you as well, is what I'm getting with this card. Very sensitive. Overly emotional, overstimulated is what I'm getting for some of you. Water is a very intuitive emotional primordial element. Water retains memory. So there's a lot of things that could be on your mind right now. Support from either a friend, worrying about a friend. Some of you might actually have a friend staying with you right now. I heard some things just don't need to be said. So I feel like for some of you really hurt your feelings. And it really put a damper on your, I say that shit all the time. Put a damper on your own self-worth. Why did you believe them though? Is that how you really see yourself? Because there's a need right now to just go seek the truth for yourself. Seek the truth from within. Water is a very introspective element as well. So this is a time for you to really realize who you are and know yourself. Believe more in yourself. I advance through my own abilities. Keep that in mind. Remember that. But that is all I have for my Aries. Okay, this one is for my Cancer babies. I feel like some of you are having nightmares. You have the Four of Swords in reverse. A lot of you are feeling very mentally clouded. There's a lot of things on your mind. There's a lot of things that need to be taken care of. Seeing something that shouldn't have been seen, or saying things that should have never meant to be said. So a lot of you need to do exactly what Aries needs to do. Find the truth for yourself. Find the truth out for yourself. Do some more studying. Do some more knowledge. A lot of you are having a spiritual crisis right now, an existential crisis. Who am I? What do I do? How can I do it? Where do I come from? A lot of you need to figure that out. And some of you may have had some recent dreams lately. Look into your dreams as well if you've been having recent nightmares or just weird dreams. You're wondering where everything is coming from and what all is happening. Tapping more into your spiritual power. Connecting with those that are skillful or have more experience in this realm than you do. Just so you can get some more insight into what is actually happening for you right now. I feel like there's a lot of mental blockages, a lot of mental trouble happening. I also feel that for some of you, if you're trying to figure out more about yourself, maybe it's time to dive into shadow work. So check that out and see what that's about. See if that's for you. Shadow work is all about revealing those layers of yourself that you never really meant to reveal. Asking the hard questions about yourself and answering them. Shadow work is not for the lighthearted. It's going to kick your ass. But it's definitely needed for spiritual awakening. Some of you are definitely dealing with that as well. Some of you are worried about the future. Worried about your presence, your legacy, what you're going to leave behind. Some of you might be concerned about your health as well. I'm doing the best I can, or I can only do the best that I can is what I'm hearing with this card. I'm just getting so much mental anguish with this freaking card. It's just a feeling of being lost and just needing to reactivate or awaken bits and pieces of yourself in order to bring you back into peace. There's a lot of mental unrest here. A lot of you just need peace of mind. And I really do hope you find it. I advance through my own abilities. A lot of you need to have self-confidence and be more aware of what you say, how you say it, what you think to be true. You don't know everything, Cancer. Maybe it's time to figure out the things that you don't know. Go discover some new things. You might find certain things about yourself that you never knew. Repressed feelings. I feel like some of you might need to do past life regression as well. Especially if you're dealing with an existential crisis, figuring out who you are, your past lives, who you were before. I definitely feel like you guys should really do that. You're coming into an awakening. So really study the deeper aspects of yourself and the deeper aspects of your mind right now. because you'll definitely get some peace with that. But that's all I have for my Cancers. All right, this is for my Libras. And child, I'm not going to, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Because I feel like I'm going to hurt a lot of you guys' feelings. And I mean, I don't want to, I've been talking so gentle, so peaceful to all the other signs. And I just feel like right now I need to whip your ass a new one. But I'm gonna do it in a gentle way. I'm not gonna do it, make you feel any worse than you already do. Some of you probably feel really shitty right now. And that is literally because you're at war with yourself. You're literally at war with yourself. Some of you are definitely having a hard time trying to come out to somebody, come out with your truths, and that's what's holding you back. That's what's causing a lot of emotional blockages. You've lived a life where you were never able to fully express yourself. So now that's coming up in a big way for you. So now you definitely having trouble making your own decisions. Who you want to be, where you want to go, what you want to do. How are you seen to other people? You see this giant ass fucking eyeball, Libra? How are you seen to people? And how do you see yourself? It's an attack on yourself. It's an attack on your mind. The eye represents the pineal gland as well. An attack on your mind, an attack on your soul. You're just getting attacked from everywhere. Everybody else is having what seems to be physical problems. You're having problems from all over. But it really just stems from your past, your childhood, not being able to express yourself, not being able to fully be who you are at this present moment. So now it's kind of like you have a double identity. Now it's like you're competing and fighting with people for no reason. Competing and fighting with people who aren't even fighting with you. There's conflict that you have created. There's you think and you see the conflict and you think that there's conflict. You're not fighting with those people. You're fighting with yourself. That's the only reason you're off the deep end right now. That's the only reason why you're competing and you're fussing and you're arguing with so many people, is because you haven't managed to regulate these issues within yourself. Cancer has a lot of mental worry and maybe dealing with some spiritual awakening. It's almost like you're rejecting. It's almost like you're rejecting the truth about yourself. Cancer don't know shit. Cancer don't know shit about themselves, and that's what they need to figure out. You are actively rejecting the truth. You're actively rejecting the truth, and that's coming out in your attitude. That's coming out in your appearance. People are seeing that. They're not really, there could be some people around you that are really seeing the fight and the struggle that you're having, but you're projecting that onto other people because you're actively, your body and your spirit and your mind is rejecting the truth about your own damn self. And I haven't pulled cards for everybody. I just sat and talked. This is going to be a very chill, laid back video. Embrace the puff, if you will. But Libra, you're dealing with these things. You have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Why are you not comfortable being your true self? Why do you have to put on a mask? Why do you have to be like an imposter? Why do you feel like you have to conceal yourself? It's because you're afraid to be vulnerable. But I don't feel like this is just fear of people taking advantage of you. This is your fear of being vulnerable, because being vulnerable leads to you embracing the darker truths about yourself. Some of you, especially if you're doing shadow work, some of you have hit that point in shadow work right now. It's kicking your ass. And some of you might have been told something about yourself recently that you didn't think you knew. You didn't even realize it. You didn't even realize the things that you were saying and the things that you were doing to people. But you're actively going against that for some reason. Oh, that's not me. I don't know who you're talking about. No, sweetie pie. We're talking about you. We're talking about you right now. I advance through my own abilities. Why do you feel like you need to be something else or do something else in order to be great? Do you not like what you've done in the past? Do you not like who you are presently? Is that why you feel like you have to be somebody else? Say and do things that they don't resonate with your soul. Why can't you balance yourself? Why can't you balance your mind, your body, your spirit? It's because you need to do this. I advance through my own abilities. You have the ability to be strong, but you also have the ability to be vulnerable as well. Learn it, embrace it. You will come to so much healing once you understand that. You can be strong and be vulnerable at the same time. You're Libra. You rule balance. You are two sides of the coin. Don't limit yourself. You fighting with so many other demons, so many other people. You can't even handle your own. Don't create a war with everybody else, especially not within yourself. That's too much strain. That's too much pressure. That's too much stress. Maybe some of you are realizing that you might be the problem. This is something that I can't control. I can't explain. Yes, you can. It's definitely going to take some time. Right now, you're currently rejecting it. I don't know why you feel the need to be so aggressive, to be so masculine, to be so hard, to be so fussy, to be so difficult. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be so difficult? Everybody seems to think you're so difficult or so aggressive or so mean. It's just the way that you were brought up. It's just the way that you were dealt with in the past that made you this way. You are not a product of everybody else's bullshit. It didn't start with you. And it shouldn't continue with you either. So this aggression, a lot of you are dealing with some pent-up anger, some hostility, some resentment, some rage. A lot of you need to be able to let that go. Because that fire can be a very beautiful, transformative element, but it can burn things to the ground. Sometimes you may never, ever have a chance to rebuild from those ashes, to come up from those ashes. It hurts people. The things that you might be doing right now, some of you might be doing a lot of reckless shit. And that's not helpful for you because you're only doing it because you keep fighting the shit within. You're only being reckless because you can't recognize how... You're only being reckless and destructive because you can't recognize how destructive and reckless you are with yourself. Now, if that resonated with some of y'all, I don't know what to tell you. I know it resonated with some of y'all. I just read the cards, sweetie. So... But that is what I have for Libras. But to keep in mind for all of you, there's nothing that you cannot do simply because you advance through your own abilities. There's nothing you can't do. You just have to do it. No matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, no matter if it destroys you in that moment, empowers you in that moment, heals you, breaks you down, you have the ability to come back up again. Keep that in mind, y'all. Peace out.